All right, Seton, go ahead.
The Rams are, ... going to be just fine, a bump in the road last night, or frauds.
Wow.
No division title, no playoffs either. That's from the mind of Todd Fritz.
Oh, I was going to say it has to be Todd because his are usually really descriptive.
Yeah.
Okay. So
well, I was going to ask, who, even after last night's game, who is a better team, the 3-6 Miami Dolphins or the
4-5 Rams?
4-5 Rams.
I'm going to say the 4-5 Rams because they can still win that division. The Dolphins at 3-6, they have to put up with the Buffalo Bills, and I don't think they're catching Buffalo. It's just a weird, like I watch the Dolphins, and you know what they can be. It's just I don't know if they're going to be able to be that consistently. You know, Tyreek Hill had a touchdown reception. He hadn't had one in 7 weeks.
Yeesh.
Yeah. But they do have all that speed. They talk about, boy, they got all that speed. They do. But it comes down to, it feels like, Tua Tagovailoa. How good is he? And then he throws an interception and he goes for a tackle. And I'm going, ugh. And I know that the person who intercepted was close to the end zone and you want him to make a tackle. I'm to the point now where I just go, okay, whatever happens to Tua, happens to Tua. There's nothing we can do. He wants to be out there. I just hope he plays smarter. Don't go low with your head. You can push somebody out of bounds. And it's hard to say you don't care, but I can't think of that each time I see him. And I was thinking that last night. I'm watching him when he goes back to pass. Now, a lot of the passes, they're very quick. He's not taking 7-step drops. You don't get a chance to really run at him after you're a defender. I don't think he cares. So I don't want to watch a game and care what's going to happen to Tua. But Tua did talk about his tackling form after the game.
I feel good. Everything's good. I went up to that dude that intercepted me and asked him, like, bro, you couldn't just, like, ran out of bounds or, like, cut back? It was like, you seen me and I seen you. Like, you wanted to just run me over. He told me after the game, he's like, there's no room. There was nowhere else to go. So, you know, he got to do what he got to do to help his team win games. And you know, I wasn't planning on using my head to go hit it.
I guess his leg kind of did kick, like, the side of your head. You never felt any ill effects from it?
Nah, I didn't feel any of that. That was pretty bad tackling for him, though. That was pretty terrible.
I don't know if it's funny. I don't know if it's nervous laughter, but I'm watching and I'm going, you know, don't do a Peyton Manning where you go into a fetal position after an interception. But can we have some middle ground there of I'm going to, you know, get you out of bounds, prevent you from scoring a touchdown. Just don't use your head. I mean, use your head by not using your head. Yes, Seton.
Yeah, like maybe it's wrong to say, but I don't really care what he does anymore. Like if it was a different player, I would be like, man, you can't be doing that or whatever. But it's him. He's very clearly made his choice. He's very clearly made his decision and doesn't really want to hear about it from anybody. This is my choice. It's my personal decision to go do this. Then, hey, dude, if you're going to be out there, then go ahead. Play like that and see how far you can take it.
If he doesn't care, we shouldn't care. And once again, I'm watching the game last night. I don't know if the audience was watching the game and you think the same thing. Whenever he starts to run, whenever somebody's ready to tackle him, I couldn't help but think it. And I've never thought that way with any other player, I don't think, in NFL history, where you're worried about them. And there may have been instances, but I can't, I'm not remembering anything. It just feels like Tua is fragile. And he's not built that way. I mean, if you've ever been around him, he's solid. But I just kind of watch him, and maybe it's a father figure in me that you just want to be like, play smart. Because I've seen so many quarterbacks want to be football players. Be a quarterback. Don't be a football player. And there's a difference in that. It's okay. You can fall down. You don't have to go head first. You don't have to be Andrew Luck headhunting after you've thrown an interception. I'm going to make that tackle. No, don't do that. Because eventually you're going to get blasted by somebody. Yeah, Paulie.
You're right about Tua. You watch him like it's a horror movie, and you kind of have your fingers up like, oh, no. Remember a couple years ago, this is apples and oranges, but to me it's the same. When Alex Smith came back for Washington after his 1.5-year long leg issues, I think his first game back was on national TV against the Rams. And he was going against a really good Rams pass rush. And every time Aaron Donald got anywhere near Alex Smith, I was like, oh, no. And he actually landed on him once. But that's the kind of player. Alex Smith's leg seems fragile. Tua seems completely fragile.
Tyreek Hill's touchdown catch ended a 7-game streak without a touchdown reception, the longest of his career. I'm watching the game, and they put up like 5-time first-team All-Pro, 8-time Pro Bowler, I think. So he's a Hall of Famer right now, isn't he? It feels like that Tyreek, and I don't know what his numbers are, but, because we usually look at, did you get to, 1,000 receptions? How many yards did receiving? But it feels like Tyreek Hill is already a Hall of Famer. At 5-time first-team All-Pro, maybe 8-time Pro Bowler. Yeah, Paulie.
Those numbers are correct. His first All-Pro was as a rookie. That was as a return man, not as a wide receiver.
Okay.
Right? So he got that as a return man, which still goes on your record. But 4-time first-team All-Pro as a wide receiver before the age of 30.
Yeah.
That's a ticket.
Yes, Todd.
And it certainly passes that name test that we like to do. When you say that name, I think you would instantly say, yeah, Hall of Fame, Tyreek Hill.
It does feel like that, but you see when you don't have Tua in there, how it affects all of those receivers, which says a lot about Tua. Like when Tua is playing and he's on rhythm, he's really, really remarkable. But you watch that team and what could have been this year because they were a playoff team last year. And Tua's health, that's where your future is tied to. How healthy is he? When he plays, he's really good.